Hello, my name is Paul McDonald, the creator and host of the Men at the Movies podcast. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and is getting ready to ramp up into our Christmas season and into the new year. Maybe you can even squeeze in a movie or two. There's some good ones out there. Gladiator 2, Moana 2, maybe even Wicked. Or you've got to for sure sit back with a classic Christmas one that we've even discussed on the podcast, something like Elf, It's a Wonderful Life, Die Hard. Whatever your choice, I hope you find peace in the chaos and joy in the relationships of this holiday season. As we move into 2025, and especially on Giving Tuesday, I hope that you'll remember Men at the Movies when you're considering possible donations. Because while the podcast is the primary content we create, and even that isn't cheap, we do have a website, menatthemovies.com, where you can find resources for digging deeper into these movies that you love. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/@menatthemovies, where we provide short clips from our conversations, or maybe even actual clips from the movies that we discuss, as well as even full video episodes of every podcast. We even have accounts on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and they're all at Men at the Movies, where we provide these shorter clips and videos from the conversations that we have. But even more than that, I've had the opportunity to be involved in several video projects over the last 2 years to help promote different organizations that I've been a part of. Some of the biggest ones were C.S. Lewis Institute, the Fellows Program, which is a year-long discipleship course, the Carolina Outpost, which if you've tracked with us for any length of time, you've heard us mention. That was where I first discovered the power of movies and stories to reflect the gospel. And Heads, Hearts, and Hands, or H3, which is the mission to Uganda my wife and I have been on since 2015. On the first several trips, I worked as a nurse, helping to provide patient care for hundreds of patients that would come through each year. However, in 2023, I took lights and cameras and microphones to begin capturing the impact of the work of Jesus through the ministry of H3. I interviewed volunteers and patients to dig deeper into their stories in an effort to begin sharing those stories with the world. In May of 2024, I took it a step further. I rented a high-end camera, a couple lenses, and actually met up with a film crew there in Kampala. Ivan worked in that industry in Kampala, and he even brought along a film student as we left the location of the medical camp and went out into the neighborhoods and slums of Kampala. Some of the people we talked with had been patients, some scholarship recipients, but each one tells a story of how Jesus showed up in their lives through the work of H3. It was a powerful honor and a privilege to be welcomed into their homes, to see how they lived, and to be a part of the story that they shared. It's my hope to create a short documentary series from these conversations over the next several months. I've quoted Matthew Dix several times, and he says, "The stories that we love are stories of transformation and revelation." And that's one reason I host and produce the Men at the Movies podcast, to really dig into those stories and to see Jesus in the movies that we love, because his work is all about transformation and revelation as well. But even more than the podcast, my dream is to actually be a part of creating stories that will impact and change the world. So if you choose to partner with us, either through prayer or supporting us financially on a monthly basis at patreon.com/menatthemovies, or even as a one-time cameo on our website, menatthemovies.com/investors, we appreciate your support and your feedback. The best thing about Men at the Movies and the hundreds of conversations I've had on the podcast is the relationships that exist as a direct result. It's crazy to imagine all the people that I wouldn't know if I didn't engage in this work. So I invite you into that relationship through partnering with us on Giving Tuesday, and hopefully into 2025 and beyond. Thank you for listening and being a part of our first 4 years of Men at the Movies. I believe this is simply the beginning, and I'm excited to see God's truth revealed through my story. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2025.